House Financial Services Committee. They have a big hearing involving bank CEOs later in the week we're going to talk about. Congressman Patrick McHenry. But first on this issue, Congressman, of the tax returns. I said it's really been kind of a big story here the last week or so in Washington. Are we going to see them? Should we see them?
Well, they've been talking about it for 3 years. I don't think we're going to see them. I agree with Mick Mulvaney. I think the sideshow of Democrat politics on Capitol Hill is much about the past and not about looking for the future. We should be talking about the implementation of tax reform. We should be talking about regulatory reform. We should be talking about educational choices and opportunities to keep our economy growing. And instead, they're talking about one person's tax filings, which was discussed repeatedly in the Republican primaries. It was endless with the Hillary Clinton campaign, and it's much ado about nothing. This has already been litigated.
Do you feel differently now than you did then? In other words, did you think that the then candidate Trump should have come out with his tax returns, and now, because he hasn't, the issues, it is what it is, and it's settled, and it's just political? Have you changed your mind?
No, it's all political.
Even then, though, even then, during the campaign, he shouldn't have released him?
No, it was political then. The president complied with the law. If we want to have a requirement that anyone running for president needs to release their tax reform, their tax forms,
right,
then we need to have a law to require it. And there is no law. The president fully complied with the financial holdings and disclosures that we require, and we've required for the last 40 years to run for president.
No, you're right. It's an unwritten rule, so to speak, and it's up to the voters if they care or not. You know,
and the voters said they didn't care, and
right,
they elected Donald Trump president of the United States. Right.
So, you know, whether he releases them next time around, I guess we'll see. But that's that for now, or maybe not. We'll see how it settles in. But I told you I wanted to talk to you about this hearing. We've had you on a couple times ahead of some of these hearings. This particular case, you got a lot of kind of big-time CEOs coming up, and we wonder, hey, you guys going to go? Is the committee going to go after them? What's this going to be like later in the week? What's the purpose?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see some buyer's remorse among committee Democrats. They constructed this system because of their creation under Dodd-Frank, of partisan Democrat change to banking regulation that has now been in place for nearly 10 years. And so the big have gotten bigger, and the small have either consolidated or fallen apart. And so today we have fewer banks, we have fewer bank choices as a result of the regulatory environment. We've tried to lift that burden a little bit so we have more competition, more consumer choices. But I think what we see here is a great deal of misunderstanding about who put in place Dodd-Frank,
right,
and a run by liberals and progressives now to try to undo what they've supported, and now they're trying to pass on radical plans.
And real quick, unfortunately, we're just about out of time at the top of the hour. Is there one thing that you want to see changed that you're personally advocating for in banking?
Well, I think we need more competition, more consumer choices, and more access so that smartphones can be a more ready part of our banking ecosystem.
All right, fair enough. And thank you for keeping that answer short. I apologize for having to wrap it up.
Great to be with you.
Good to see you again. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. There you go.